Imagine shouting for help, calling families, praying for a miracle, but nobody comes. The phone stays silent. The door never opens. And for the first time in your life, you realize something terrifying. Nobody is coming to save you. Not because people hate you, not because the world is cruel, but because some battles were never meant to be fought by anyone else. This is the story of a man who learned that lesson the hard way. David was an ordinary man. He had dreams, big dreams. He wanted a better life, a better future. Every day he talked about what he wanted to achieve. But there was one problem. He always waiting for the perfect opportunity, waiting for the right connection, waiting for someone to notice him, waiting for someone to open a door. Years passed, nothing changed. His friend moved forward. Some started businesses, some learned new skills, some took risks. David remained exactly where he was, not because he lacked talent, not because he lacked intelligence, but because he believed somebody would eventually rescue him from his situation. Then life happened. His job disappeared. Bills piled up. People he thought would help suddenly became unavailable. The same friends who once promised support became distant. Calls were not returned. Messages were ignored. Excuses appeared everywhere. David became angry. He blamed everyone, his family, his friends, his country, his luck. But deep inside, he was afraid because for the first time, he was facing reality. No one was coming. Weeks became months. David kept waiting. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe next month. Someone should surely help. Someone would surely rescue him, but nothing happened. One night he sat alone in the darkness. No money, no plan, no hope, just silence. And sometimes silence is the best powerful teacher because silence forces you to hear the truth you have been avoiding. That night he asked himself a question. What if nobody comes? The question terrified him, yet it also awakened something inside him. The next morning, David looked in the mirror. For the first time, he stopped blaming everyone else. He stopped waiting. He stopped complaining. And he accepted a painful truth. Nobody owes him success. Nobody owes him rescue. Nobody owes him a better life. The responsibility belongs to him. That realization felt heavy, but it also felt thrilling. Because if nobody was coming to save him, then nobody could stop him from saving himself. David started small, very small. He learned new skills. He read books, worked extra hours, made mistakes, failed repeatedly. Many days he wanted to quit. Many nights he doubted himself. Progress was painfully slowly, yet every day he moved one step forward. Not because he felt motivated, but because he understood something important. Action creates confidence. Waiting destroys confidence. Months turned into years. The man who was once waiting for rescue became the man others admired. Not because he became rich overnight, not because life became easy, but because he developed strength. The kind of strength that comes from carrying your own burdens. The kind of strength born on the day nobody came to save you. Maybe you are waiting right now, waiting for motivation, waiting for support, waiting for luck, waiting for the perfect moment. But what if that moment never comes? What if nobody comes? What if the rescue you have been expecting is actually you? Because sometimes the greatest day of your life is not the day someone saves you. Sometimes it is the day you realize you can save yourself. The day nobody comes. The day you stood up. The day you stopped waiting. The day you became stronger than your excuse. And maybe that day is today. Nobody came to save me, and that was the day I discovered my own strength. There is a day that arrives in most every life, a day nobody talked about, a day that does not appear on calendars, a day that challenges everything. It is the day you look around for help and realize nobody is coming. You wait for someone to understand. Nobody does. You wait for someone to notice your struggle. Nobody notices. You wait for someone to rescue you from your situation. Nobody arrives. At first, it feels unfair. Then it feels painful. Then it feels lonely. But what if that day is not a curse? What if it's actually a gift, disguised as disappointment? The day nobody came to save you. Life often feels like a waiting room. People wait for motivation before they start. Wait for confidence before they act. wait for opportunities before they move, wait for support before they believe in themselves. And while waiting, years quietly disappear. Dreams remain dreams, plans remain plans, ideas remain ideas. Nothing changes. Because waiting has a strange power. It convinces people that tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow will be easier. Tomorrow will finally bring the help you need. But tomorrow has a habit of becoming another tomorrow and another and another, until one day a painful realization appears. The rescue never arrives. The perfect moment never arrives. The permission never arrives. The invitation never arrived. The world keeps moving, whether you move or not. Then comes in the silence, not the silence of a quiet room, the silence of unanswered hope, the silence after asking life for a sign, the silence after expecting someone to understand, the silence after waiting far longer than expected. At first, silence feels empty, but silence is never empty. Silence contains truth, truth that noise often hides, and the truth sounds something like this: no one is responsible for carrying your future. No one is responsible for fixing your life. That responsibility belongs to only you. Most people spend years trying to avoid this truth because responsibility is heavy, but eventually another truth appears. Responsibility is also freedom. Imagine standing in front of a locked door. Behind it is the life you want: success, growth, achievement, purpose, luck. Then you knock, nothing's happened. You wait, nothing's happened. You hope somebody inside will open it. Nobody does. Days pass, months pass, years pass. Then one day you discover something surprising. The door was never meant to be opened from the inside. It was always meant to be pushed from your side. The obstacles was never the door. The obstacles was the waiting. The belief that someone else would do what only you could do. The belief that someone else would solve what only you could solve. The belief that someone else would become what only you could become. Every meaningful change begins with a decision, not a miracle, not luck, not perfect timing. A decision to stop waiting. A decision to stop making excuses. A decision to stop giving away responsibility. The moment that decision is made, something changes. The situation may look exactly the same. The challenge may still exist. The obstacle may still stand, but the mindset change. And mindset change everything. Because when people stopped looking for rescuers, they started discovering their own strength. Strength rarely appears when life is easy. Strength appears when there is no other option. When excuses stop working, when waiting stop working, when hope alone stop working. That is when strength begins to grow. Slowly, quietly, almost invisibly. One step, one decision, one action, one day at a time. Not dramatic, not glamorous, just consistent. And consistency has a power that motivation can never match. Looking back, the hardest day often becomes the most important day. The rejections, the disappointment, the loneliness, the silence, the moments when nobody came. Because those moments teach a lesson impossible to learn any other way. They teach self-reliance, they teach courage, they teach responsibility, they teach strength. The day nobody came to save you may have felt like abandonment, but perhaps it was preparation for becoming stronger than you ever imagined. Because sometimes the greatest gift life gives is not help. Sometimes the greatest gift is discovering that you can keep moving even without it. And when that happens, you stop waiting, you stop hoping. You stop hoping someone will change your life. You stop looking for rescuers, and you finally become the person you were meant to be. The day nobody came to save you was the day you discover you were stronger than you thought.